Hey, 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 and welcome to an all new, all tea, all shade with KOS. Honey, that's right, the King of Shade, honey. Tonight we're going to be recapping season 14, episode 2. That's right, the second episode of season 14 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, honey. Tonight's episode was Messy Boots Down, honey, in all caps, honey. Messy Boots Down. Let's talk about it. So the episode starts off with Miss Sonia Richards, the newbie honey. We find out that she lives with nine of her siblings. Nine. Yes, honey, nine. It's her son, her husband, her mother, her father, her sister's husband, and their two sons. Baby, when I say I was like, God damn, that's a lot. That's a lot of personalities. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of energies in the house. There's a lot of mixed emotions in the house. There's a lot in the house. A lot of estrogen, a lot of testosterone. There's a lot. And I was like, well, damn, Sonya. But Sonya said she loves her family. She wanted to be close to her. So she asked them to move to Atlanta and she hopes that they stay permanently, honey. And I'm like, well, damn. And as we've seen on tonight's episode, honey, they bump heads bad because child. So Sonya's mother went to Jamaica, where she's from, and brought back some Jamaican beef patties that they all love. She brought back 3 boxes. So Sonya's mother was cooking her patty for her husband, Sonya's father. And Sonya got mad and they started arguing over these damn patties. Literally for 30 fucking minutes, Sonya and her mother were arguing over these goddamn patties. I'm like, well damn, they must be fucking good because Sonya's ready to fight her mother over these goddamn patties. And mind you, like I said, her mother brought them equally their own box of patties. So I'm like, Sonya, what are you doing? And then Sonya was like, oh yeah, oh wow, yeah, you were cooking from your pile. Because I'm like, but damn, Sonya, your mother's cooking her patty, not yours. Chad, that was the most dumbest moment, but it was funny, but it was dumb at the same time. So moving along, honey, we see the reunion of Miss Chiba Sheree Whitfield and Miss Kenya Summer Moore, honey, and I was here for it. Kenya went to Sheree's home, and they, we connected and we bonded, honey. We see that Shaka Sheree has been fully completed from top to bottom. The once undone basement has finally been done, honey, renovated, rejuvenated, and renewed, honey. And Sheree has turned the basement into a sports room slash theater slash spa room, honey. I mean, it is grand, honey, grand. And I was here for it, honey. I thought it was a fabulous makeover for that basement, honey. So moving along, honey, Sheree and Key and catch up, honey, and they was talking about models event and the girls, and they happened upon Drew, honey, and Kenya tells Sheree that she found out from Drew that Drew and Sheree share the same assistant, and that Drew's assistant has been going around telling folks that Sheree owes him money, that Sheree's not paying for services, honey, which is not a good look, honey, because when people are saying you ain't paying the money that looks bad. But Sheree said that's not true. Sheree said, he worked for me, but I never used him, so I don't owe him anything. And then he can also tell Sheree that he was going around telling her personal business. Child. So Sheree said she's gonna get to the bottom of all of it, honey. She's gonna confront Drew and talk about it, honey. So we shall see, honey, how that goes down, honey. So moving along, honey. We see Marlo and Monty Mo with her nephews, and one of her nephews is going to prom. So we see Marlo helping him get together for prom, showing him how to slow dance. Very cute, very light, very bubbly moment for Marlo. I thought it was really, really nice that Marlo, is using her fraudulent funds that she acquired by spreading her legs and selling her pussy and sucking dick. Sucking this old white man's dick, honey. It was nice that her nephews get the benefit of that, honey. It's very nice. So moving along, honey. Um, we get to not Sedoras, honey, the Pittmans, honey, and their drama, child. Ralph and Drew have an issue that we, found out about last week with his assistant. Child, these assistants are causing major drama with these housewives, honey. Ralph assistant, that sent him the inappropriate text. Drew, obviously has an issue with, and we found out that Ralph, fired her, but that they are still in contact and still are friends, which is a no. And I was like, damn, Ralph, player, you gotta meet me halfway, player. You gotta give me something to work with because I be defending Ralph in these streets. And I'll be like, well, damn, Ralph. I'm like, damn. Like, you can't be friends with the bitch once you done fired her because you know what, you ain't liking the hoe. So you gotta cut all ties with her. You can't have her as your friend when your wife has told you that she's uncomfortable with your relationship because the woman was being inappropriate with you when you were her employer. So I need Ralph to understand it and stop dealing with the bitch altogether because this further makes him look bad, because there's this narrative already from last year when he went to Florida for 3 days, that he's cheating, which, mind you, nothing has ever been proven. Nothing's ever been shown to us, to anyone, that he's cheated. But because of him going to Florida in that situation, people have taken it and created this narrative that this man is cheating on Drew. And so him doing this shit tonight where he is telling Drew that he's still friends with this bitch that was his former employee adds fuel to that fucking fire. And I'm like, Ralph, you making it hard for me when I be defending you, honey, because people think that you cheat on this woman. I know you're not cheating on Drew. I know you love your wife, so you gotta make it easy for a player, okay? Because I'm like, damn, Ralph. Damn, just cut off communications with this woman, period, out of respect for your wife, because Drew has made it clear to you that she does not like this bitch and is not comfortable with you, maintaining any type of relationship with this bitch, because he asked Drew, he said, Drew, so do you want me not to be friends with her? And Drew was like, I'm not going to tell you not to be friends with her. What I'm going to tell you is that, it's your choice. You have to make the decision because if I tell you yay or nay, if I tell you not to be friends with her, you may look back on the long run and may resent me because you may feel like I made you something you didn't want to do. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. You have to make the decision on your own. I'm like, well, player, you know what to do. You know that Drew ain't fucking with this bitch. You know she wants you to stop being friends with this bitch. Stop being friends with her. Like, come on, Ralph. I'm like, come on, player. And Ralph sticks his foot in his mouth all the time, honey. He does. He sticks his foot in his mouth. And I hate that he does it because it comes out wrong because I genuinely feel like Ralph loves Drew. And I feel like Ralph just has a bad case of foot mouth. So that he'll say things and, articulate himself in a way where it don't come off right. It does not land wrong. And I hate that because, Ralph is being made to be this cheater that he's not. And I hate that because he says things that make him look worse. And I'm like, Ralph, like, play up. Like, come on. Whew. But, I think that, they're going to get through this. I think that, things are going to go uphill from this. And I think that they're going to get it together. I think, because they're not perfect. No one's perfect. Ralph is not perfect. And Ralph, is going to make his mistakes as well as Drew. And I think that, they're going to get it together because they have a beautiful family. And I hate how these shows tear apart marriages. And I don't want you to be one of the statistics on these shows where her marriage is torn apart by reality television. So I'm hopeful that this get better as the season progresses, and then we see them get to a positive space. Because that dinner scene, Chad, it was so cringy because Drew was, frustrated, and she had an emotional moment because she felt like Ralph was not hearing her because Ralph was annoyed, and you can tell Ralph did not want to have that conversation in the moment, which I understood and I respected that because that is true because those type of conversations need to be had with a therapist, so that way both sides can communicate with a mediator because neither side's going to hear each other out. And I feel like Drew was getting frustrated because Ralph was not willing to talk about it in that moment because Ralph just felt like at that moment it was at the right time to have a conversation like that. So I understood that and I respected it. I just hate seeing Drew get upset because I'm like, Drew is frustrated because she feels like she's not being heard, but Ralph is not trying to make her feel unheard. Ralph just want to be able to have a type of conversation when they're in a therapy session because mind you, Ralph had set up this whole beautiful dinner for them. So Drew bringing all this drama up at the dinner was like the wrong time because it's supposed to be romantic time. Y'all supposed to be loving on each other and making love and cozying up for the night and just enjoying each other's presence. And Drew bringing this up at the wrong time, irritated Ralph and caused the situation in the moment to become a cringy one. And I hate that she did this. I really wish you would have just waited and they went to therapy because, girl, you ruined in the fucking moment. I understood she wanted to talk to him about it, but that was the wrong place, wrong time, And I say this one for last because it was a funny moment to me with Marlo and Candy because Marlo went to go meet up with Candy at the Candy Factory, and Marlo said that that she heard that Candy works in a rough area, honey, and she was getting out of the her driver's truck chat, and I gagged because I'm like, well, damn. Kim Zolciak, Bierman, and Sweet said that back in season 5, and that was over a decade ago. And now we have Marlo in season 14 saying that Candy works in a bad place. Kim and Tweet said Candy lives in a bad place, and Candy does live in the hood because what she lives in is considered the hood, and where Candy works in is considered the hood child too. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Candy girl, I didn't know bosses lived in the hood child. I didn't know they like living in the hood, baby. But anyway, honey, that scene had me cracking up because I was like, "Who the shade, honey? The shade of it all." But overall, tonight's episode was a great episode. It was a juicy episode, very messy episode, honey. I'm here for it, honey. And make sure you guys tune in each and every Sunday, 8/7 Central, only on Bravo, honey. And make sure you guys go subscribe and follow me on my YouTube at All Share with KOS. Follow me on Instagram at the _1. Make sure you guys go and subscribe and follow me on Facebook at All Share with KOS. Also, make sure you guys go subscribe to my podcast, All Share with KOS, on all available streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Anchor. I'm available on all streaming platforms, honey. Make sure you go, like I said, subscribe, follow, like, comment, all the above, honey. Do that, honey, okay? And until next time, I'm out.